1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost a weekend and you don't know what to do. Or you just need something fun to listen to.
Southside Pod!
Yes, we're on the air.
Pod.
And the gang's all here, all things on the South Side. We're listening to the Southside Pod. Looking for the best Southside breweries. Or you might just need an awesome place to eat.
Southside Pod!
Mount Greenwood, Evergreen,
Southside Pod.
Blue Island, Beverly, Pay Listen, all sub 2. You're tuned into the Southside Pod.
Southside Pod!
Oakland, Midlothian,
Southside Pod.
Oak Forest, Chicago Ridge, Flossmoor, and Bridgeview. You're listening to Southside Pod. Camera's rolling.
I'm just trying. You hate the cameras, don't you?
He wore a hat today.
Tell me why you hate the cameras.
He wore a hat to hide himself more.
Tell me why you
I
hate the
love
cameras.
working in radio
Yeah,
because you can be heard and not seen. Like
right.
I consider myself, and I've been told, and I'm just not throwing roses at myself, that you're so funny on Facebook. Like social media, I'm like a comedy genius.
You're a social media darling.
And then people meet me in person, and I literally had people go, wait. After like talking to me for like 10 minutes,
You're
like,
not
wait,
that funny.
You're the guy from Facebook. Like who's writing your posts? Because in person, I'm just a miserable person, and I don't really like to be around people. I like to be around like thousands of people secondhand.
Right. What I love about your look tonight is that like in the first batch of videos, you're kind of lean back. You're kind of like, the microphone's there, but you're off to the side.
Okay.
It's not really blocking you. You don't have a hat on or anything like that.
Right.
Now you're wearing like all dark colors.
Right.
Okay.
I'm
you
like
got
being
your hat pulled
Leo
over your head.
DiCaprio in public, right?
That's what you do. You're like,
Right.
I
Gotta put that
really
hood
don't
up
want to
soon,
be
too,
on video.
I don't like
Right.
that kind of limelight, I like the voice. I like to be seen and not heard. What is it? Heard and not seen.
Heard and not seen.
Right.
That's
Usually the
what
opposite,
you
but I'm the
wanna
opposite.
be. Heard and
Anyway.
not seen.
You like to be like my children, just heard all the time.
Yes, all the time.
Yeah.
Bill was on his way here last night.
Last night.
It's been 24-hour adventure for me.
So, like I'm at the Mariano's doing grocery shopping on a Saturday night, by the way.
Yeah.
By the way, there's
Prime
a
time.
whole grouping of single
Was the
women
band there?
walking around the
Yeah,
Mariano's.
they go to the bar there.
Yeah,
it's like a bar.
There's usually a band playing, and it's like a pickup joint.
It's a pickup joint,
It
the
really is,
Mariano's
yeah.
on a Saturday night. I'm like, I'm doing all my shopping here.
Absolutely.
On Saturday nights.
Yeah.
It's amazing, okay? And I was like, I'm going to
It's
dress
like a Costco, but the free sample is women.
Yes. Yes.
And men.
Yes. And you get to stand there and you do
Right.
the whole thing in the fruit section that they did in
Wait, what whole
Yeah,
thing?
in the fruit section. Remember
Yeah.
what was it? It was an Animal House where he sits there and he pulls out all the different parts, all the different fruits and vegetables and things like that. The whole conversation he has with the dean's wife. Okay, fine, whatever. Anyway, I'm at the Mariano's
Okay.
and I get a text message. You got it too. 'Cause
I got
was
it
the group,
too.
the
I was
group
getting my
thing.
hair cut.
And he's like, I'm 3 or 4 Jack and Cokes in.
Yeah, my buddy called me at like 5 o'clock. He's like, hey, we're up at Birdie's over on 111th. Come on by. I'm like, I got to be somewhere at 6:30. I'll come by you first.
Yeah.
Game.
Right?
Yeah.
I got the thumbs up from the wife. I'm like, right on.
So you go out, you start drinking, and then you're like, I gotta go because I gotta
I
go.
left.
I gotta go podcast.
Did the whole, I got to go. And they don't
Right,
go.
yeah,
No, I got to
yeah.
be somewhere. They're counting on me.
Yeah. And then you text us that
Yeah.
you're on your way.
And I was.
Yeah. And I'm like, nobody's there. It's tomorrow we're getting
Right.
together. And you go, are you serious? And I
think I said, are you serious, Clark? I think
Yeah.
I used the National Lampoon.
and I
serious,
took
Clark?
a screenshot of you suggesting the actual day to us.
have
You're the one who said
Yeah.
this was the day we were getting together.
I have a calendar, and I just put it on the wrong date, so I was following that. Sorry.
It's not that bad. I had a friend of mine.
Did you go back to the bar after then?
No, I went home. My wife
Went
was
to
like, what are you
sleep?
doing home? I'm like, I don't have anything else to do.
I
now."
would've stayed
I didn't
out.
say goodbye.
I would've stayed
said
out.
goodbye to
stayed
everyone.
out. I would have stayed out.
I'm not going to look like an idiot. Oh, Beck.
Right, go back and be like, "You canceled on me."
I had a friend of mine who did that. That was much worse when he screwed up the dates one time. He's now think about this: lieutenant colonel in Space Force. That's what he is.
That's a real thing?
That's
It
a
is.
real
The
thing.
Space
He was a
Force is
lieutenant
real.
colonel in the Air Force at
Yeah.
the time, and then they let all the Air Force guys move to Space Force if they wanted to. And I think he said, I did it because I just thought it was funny. You
Yeah.
know, it's the same
And
pension.
their logo
America's
actually
military.
is the Star Trek logo,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, that's
Like
pretty
it's-
much what it is. Yeah.
Fascinating.
Very similar, yeah.
Okay.
So he's a lieutenant colonel in Space Force. and there was a wedding going on in Colorado. And no, the wedding was in Wichita. He lived in Colorado, or just north of Colorado near like the Wyoming, northern Colorado near the Wyoming border. Okay, but he's a long distance away.
Right.
It's a long distance away. 4 or 5 hours away.
Oh, no.
Okay, in the middle of that part of the country where there's nothing in the darkness. Right. And it's a Saturday night. I'm at home. The wedding's a week away.
Yeah.
And I get a text message in our group text with all of our buddies that are going to be at this wedding, which he had said he wasn't going to be able to make it to because he was going to be deployed.
Right.
And he's saying, I'm on my way. I'll be there in 30 minutes. Make sure there's a cold beer waiting for me. And everybody everybody's responding back like, where are you going? And he's like, I'll be there in a minute. He's like, you could tell he's probably been driving with some roadies.
Yeah, of course. And
he's ready to party.
Those desert roads.
He's pulling in to party at this thing. And everybody's like, what are you going to? And he's like, the wedding. And we're like, the wedding's next week.
Awesome.
And then there's 20 minutes of no reply from him.
Right.
Until you get this meek reply of, I was just joking.
You probably should have just gone and crashed whatever wedding was actually there.
So I called him.
I was just joking.
I called him on the phone because I was like, he's not joking. And when I called him on the phone, you could hear the wind of the highway.
Yeah.
Like, you know how you hear that hum when somebody's in the highway?
Right.
And he's trying to tell me like, no, I'm on my couch. I'm like, I can hear the road. I just heard a truck horn. Where are you? He's like, Wyoming. I'm like, oh my God. How long were you in the car for? He's like, 3 hours. I mean, it's another 3 hours back. I'll make it. God. He drove almost to the wedding on the wrong night thinking he was surprising everybody. So your thing wasn't
Mine
that
wasn't
bad.
that bad at all.
No, not at all.
Awesome.
That guy's in charge of people in Space Force.
Space Force, America's #5 branch of the military.
This song's about Superman. I don't think I can handle this. A cloudy day in Metropolis. I think I'll talk to my analyst. I got it so bad for this little journalist. It's driving up the wall through the roof. Lois and Clark in a telephone booth. I think I'm going out of my brain. I got it so bad for Little Miss Lois Lane. Oh, Little Miss Lois Lane, put me in your plan. Yeah, 'cause Lois Lane, you don't need no Superman. Come on downtown and stay with me tonight. I got a pocket full of kryptonite. Yeah, got a pocket full of kryptonite. I got a pocket full of kryptonite.
Check out the brand new store powered by Vouch at SouthsidePod.com. A lot of really cool small businesses, some with a great purpose like Split Rock Coffee, disabled veterans helping other disabled veterans, selling really good coffee. And we just added a brand new massage gun to the store. You should check that out. The link is in the show notes, or go to SouthsidePod.com, click on store. I bought Girl Scout cookies from Bill's little girl today.
Yes, both of my little girls are in Girl Scouts now, so
Sweet.
it's just my wife's the troop leader for both of them. So
Oh boy.
I have, I think the proper term is a metric shit ton of cookies. Correct me, I don't know if that's true or not. That's probably not what Girl Scout uses. But
How does
that's
this
what
work?
I use.
Do you have to buy the cookies in advance?
Yes, and we're buying them for all the girls that sold them too. So we have to put them in our house, and then we divvy them up from
Yeah,
there to the
it's not
girls
much
that
fun.
sold them. So
And if you don't sell them, you're just stuck with cookies?
well, you can sell them throughout the year, I suppose. But
But-
Girl Scouts got like
the Girl
crazy
Scouts of
rules,
America
too.
get their money up front.
Absolutely,
Of course
And then
they
they're
do.
done.
correct.
And you have to sell the cookies.
This is what I didn't like. It's been like $5 a box for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
want
6
to
now.
talk
10
bad
years.
about the organization. By
It's
the
6
way,
now.
girls used to get $1 out of the 5, and Girl Scouts gets 4 per box sold.
Yeah.
Now it's $6 a box. Girls get $1 again. Girl Scouts gets 5. Like, how does that work? Why don't we get $1.25?
Right.
Well, you know.
How are we getting cut out here?
inflation, you know.
It's
But what
child
about our
labor.
inflation?
Listen, this is the
Well, no,
greatest
it's free labor.
the greatest racket ever, the Girl Scout thing. I saw this today because you sent on a text to everybody and said, hey, my daughters are doing Girl Scout cookies.
We don't
you
know
You were
what
like,
all
we're
this-
at the Jewel at 115th and Kedzie. come on by, buy some cookies. Like I got a message today,
It's amazing.
Right?
Well, yeah, let me start preface it by saying it's amazing for the girls. They're learning like ridiculous, so many life skills. I won't get into it, but it's awesome for the little girls.
No, I think it's great for them.
I'm not sure where our like money is going as far as like dues and stuff.
Well, here's
because
the
you
thing.
have to buy everything.
Here's what I love about it. This is what I observed when I walked in. So I go there. And as I'm walking up to the table that's inside the Jewel, where your wife is back there, your lovely wife is back there,
Yes.
the kids are there, there's other moms that are there, there's all kinds of little girls. Like when I bought the cookies, your wife was like teaching a little girl like how to do change and like this, like, and they're learning, they're selling, and they're not just standing there while the parents are selling the cookies. They're learning something while they're there.
Correct.
But what I observed as I was waiting to get up to the front where I could make my order of cookies is that everybody wants to buy them. Think about this.
Yeah.
This is something that gets released once a year. Everybody wants them because they're like, oh, this is the only place I get my Thin Mints. So the only place I
you
get
can't
my
buy them in stores. You can't buy them in July.
No.
This is the time.
No, this is when I get them. And then
Scarcity.
And then if you think about it, like if you go in and look at a bag of cookies in a grocery store, you can buy so many more cookies for less money than $6.
Yeah.
And people who have just walked through the aisles at a grocery store, made their purchase, said, wow, I went $50 over on what I actually was going to spend.
I just bought double stuffs and triple stuffs, and I have a whole cart full of other cookies.
And now they see these little girls with these cookies that are a one time of the year thing, and they're buying 4 or 5 boxes. Right? Like they're pulling out their wallets, they're grabbing their credit card, they got their cash, and they're dropping $30 on 5 boxes of cookies, right? And they're handing their money over. And I think to myself, like, what an incredible, like, I'm calling it a racket. I know it's good for the girls, right? And what the Girl Scouts do is awesome. But like, this is like the most, like an economics teacher talking about supply and demand.
Yes.
And the idea there's such a demand for it. Everybody wants to buy them, and they're apologizing to the girls when they don't buy them because they feel terrible for not having money to purchase cookies. There aren't very many products in the world where after you've spent money on food and probably have cookies in your bag, where you're apologizing because you're not buying overpriced cookies, right? At $6 a box. From some girls at the doorway before you walk out to your car.
It's the scarcity coupled with the cuteness of the salesperson, like hustling, and that just like people just need it.
And the Girl Scouts of America don't have to pay for any of their labor.
No, and we got to buy everything up front.
The people who bake the cookies, they got to pay them.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think if you think about what the cost of like cookies are in the store that we just talked about that are lower in a box? Those people, that's probably the cost of the Girl Scout cookies to be made as well, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so they don't have to hire salespeople. Nope. They don't have to do any real marketing. They just have to send the girls out. The girls have to buy Bill here has to buy thousands of boxes in advance with his own money and hope just to get the money back to break even. So they have there's no risk to them with the cookies that they're having sold. And it's such a big boon for them. They make their money, and they know people come back next year and do it again because how easy it is to sell. I mean, that is a case study right there.
Each girl has to buy their own vest. You have to buy all the patches. You have to buy. You could go to any website and get like what you want to do for meetings, but most of the meetings are what you put in like yourself. Like where I want to do this for and earn this patch that I'm going to buy from the Girl Scouts. So you have to buy pretty much everything. So all you're really getting is the fact that you're a member. And you can buy cookies because the average person can't buy them in bulk. You have to prove that you're a troop. You have to prove that you have an established booth. Like I can't just go and I'm going to sell outside Walgreens today. Doesn't work. Okay. You can, but if Girl Scouts catches you, and I don't know if there's some kind of Girl Scout CIA out there
that'd be
watching
awesome
you.
If there was like a Girl Scout patrol.
Dun, dun, dun.
Older
kick you out. Like,
older Girl
ridiculous.
Scouts that never left the Girl Scouts of America. They pull up. They've got like adult size vest, and they jump out. And they're armed.
Better if they have little kids.
My wife's so deep in this organization, though. She has single-handedly started 6 new troops this year in Mount Greenwood, like other grades.
Right.
And I'm looking at her and I go, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Girl Scouts money out of our pocket.
Girl Scouts and Christian Science. That's pretty much what you got. It's the same thing.
The first day of cookie
There's no
sales,
difference between your wife and Tom Cruise right now, except there's cookies
first
with
day
your
of
wife
cookie
has.
sales is like the neighborhood just blanketed with girls with wagons. I'm like, you just priced us out of the whole neighborhood now. Thanks a lot.
I have a confession to make. It's true, and I'm guessing you have done the same thing. Put more time into thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for your retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree with you, and I want to help you out. I've got a local, experienced, down-to-earth guy who's a friend of this show. He's got a get-to-know-you approach and do the right thing values, and he's been around for over 20 years right here on the South Side. His name is Tom Walsh. He's located on the corner of 111th and Kedzie, and he's waiting for your call. In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call someone who's invested in your success. Reach out to Tom now, 773-779-0023, or pop in at the office right on 111th and Kedzie. Tell him we sent you. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC. We've entered a week that it could be very busy and very eventful if you like to celebrate a bunch of different stuff, or it's just the same week as last week was. Okay, that's basically what we've entered right now. Okay, we've entered a week where if you're into the Mardi Gras season, it's a big weekend.
It is.
If you love Fat Tuesday and getting the Paczkis, it's a big week you got coming up, right? If you're Catholic and you're gonna go put the ashes and the cross on your forehead and walk around on Wednesday next week, it's a big week, right? There's a lot going on. Some people could care less.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, right? I mean,
none of those things you said really affect me.
No, they affect you in no way.
No.
You're not from New Orleans, and you don't really care about that.
Right.
Do you eat Paczkis?
No.
No.
I mean, if they're there.
Paczkis? Are they Paczkis? Paczkis?
Paczkis is what my family always
Paczkis. I'm saying it wrong.
No.
Paczkis.
You can't spell it?
Paczkis. No, I can't.
There's a CZ in there somewhere.
Paczki?
That's probably
That sounds right.
Something like that? Yeah. It should be called a Paczki, but they call it a
Paczki.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's one of those things that I didn't care about when I didn't live in Chicago.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So it was something that was always around when I was a kid. And then I went off to college and never thought about them. And then I went off and lived in a bunch of different places doing radio and never thought about them.
These things
and then I moved back to
made,
Chicago and everybody's talking about them
these
again.
These things are made year round, and all of a sudden, for 2 weeks, people care about them. I don't understand that stuff.
It is weird that people want them so badly, and they line up for them.
And then on a Mardi Gras, you got that cake with the baby in it.
That I think the cake with the baby is the stupidest thing.
I don't know how many people choked or ate that baby.
That's exactly why. You have a little plastic baby put inside of a cake. Think about this. You have a cake.
People know what this is.
Okay, so let's talk about this. At Mardi Gras, there's something called eating a king cake.
King cake, yes.
Right. Okay. It's got a ton of sugar. It's got the Mardi Gras colors and the frosting around it. It's basically in a circle, I want to say. It's like a donut-looking cake. I've seen it like that before.
But within this cake
is a little tiny plastic baby.
And naked little
baby
Jesus,
baby.
Isn't it?
No, it's not baby Jesus.
It would be better if it was baby.
I don't think it's
baby
baby
Jesus. Can we just make
Jesus.
it be baby Jesus for the story?
I thought it was
the
baby
point is
Jesus.
you have a piece of plastic.
A plastic baby.
That's the size of my thumb.
That's been through an oven, probably off-gassing terribly.
Right, exactly. Baked into a cake. And then you give it to people during Mardi Gras when they're sloshed.
Right. And then they cut the cake.
People are drinking, right? Like this is like a drinking thing. It's like St. Patrick's Day on the South Side.
Yeah,
Mardi Gras
is the corned beef of Mardi Gras.
People get bombed at Mardi Gras.
I'm going to put a plastic baby in my corned beef this year.
And then I'm going to hope I don't choke on it. That's what I'm going to do. Everybody, think about this is perfect. If this were this would be the equivalent of the Southside Irish Parade is happening on St. Patrick's Day, which is happening this year, right? And you have a bunch of people lining the streets, drinking beer, everybody's hammered, big giant party, and you have corned beef sandwiches being handed out.
By the way,
somebody
an inedible object in the corned beef.
Somebody put in one of the corned beef sandwiches a tiny little plastic inedible choking object the size of my thumb.
Hope it's not your child or grandma.
And and the thing is,
it's a reward.
It's a reward if you find this thing and don't die accidentally choking on it. Like, I mean, think about how stupid
it's like
this
good
is.
luck, right? You're gonna get good.
Well, it's good luck if you didn't die.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea. It's like you got good luck. What do you mean I got good luck? Well, you could have died. Because you just bit into a cake and ended up with a piece of plastic in your throat.
Usually when that happens, you get your meal comped and possibly a lawsuit.
Oh, I've had that happen before.
You found a plastic baby in your meal?
No, I found a piece of plastic inside of like like some kind
But
of
on this
dumpling
day,
at a Chinese restaurant.
people
They forgot to
welcome
take the
it.
thing out.
They
Huh?
welcome it.
People
now.
love it. They want the baby.
So anyway,
People
all right,
want to take this plastic baby and swallow it.
All right, so we got baby cakes. What are we talking about?
Baby
again?
cakes.
Paczkis,
Paczkis.
baby cakes.
Ash
Imagine if they had a
Wednesday.
baby inside of the punchki.
Oh, there we go.
Like imagine if they did that. And then you order like a dozen punchkis.
And one of them has
And your,
one of them
and
has-
your 8-year-old dies because he
Right.
choked on a plastic baby.
Right.
That's how stupid that
Happy
is.
Mardi Gras,
Happy
everyone.
Mardi Gras. Happy Fat Tuesday.
Happy Fat Tuesday. Now you just Dead Wednesday. Just like Jesus. Didn't he? Is that why we do that?
No, he
The
did
Ash
on
Wednesday?
Friday.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Let me get this straight.
Yeah.
I hope we.
Do you want to know about Ash Wednesday? Is that what you're going to ask
My
me?
daughter asked me this morning.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Because she goes, Fat Tuesday's coming up, and I'm like, oh, she's got a calendar, so she loves it, right? And I
Right.
go, what is,
She loves her
what is
calendar.
Fat Tuesday? She goes, I don't know.
Big Christmas present at
Big
the
Christmas
house.
present.
This
You
is
get a
like-
calendar. It's got kittens on it.
It does have kittens on it. Cute ones. But this is how I
is
explained it.
the worst
and I'm
Christmas
pretty
ever.
sure it's not the only thing she got, the
Okay.
calendar.
Okay.
She got 2 calendars.
Pretty sure I explained it
Got a
correct.
desk calendar and a wall calendar.
I said Fat Tuesday. I go, Ash Wednesday is right after Fat Tuesday. Do you know what that is? She goes, no. I go, okay, Ash Wednesday is the beginning of Lent. And Lent is something where Catholic people give up something for 40 days to kind of, like in solidarity with Jesus who gave up so much for us. So they gave up chocolate or they gave up beer or they
It's
gave
a
up something.
preparation thing.
So
Okay,
for
for
Fat
Easter.
Tuesday is the day before I'm going to give up ice cream or chocolate or soda or something like that. So you just eat a bunch of crap before you have to give up stuff.
Right.
So did I nail it?
Yeah, you're close.
You're close.
I mean, I'm
Okay.
sure that I could bring a priest in and he would look at you like you were crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
but
If you brought a
essentially,
priest, then I would look at him like he's crazy.
That's
essentially,
what modern Catholics
it's a
do.
You're preparing for. You're doing a sacrifice. You're preparing
Okay.
before you get to Easter.
Gotcha.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
going to rise from the dead, and you have to have all of your bad habits
he
gone
he
before
dies
he comes
on
back.
Good Friday. Okay,
Okay.
40 days
Wasn't
later.
that good, obviously.
Okay. So, but that's
Pretty terrible Friday.
well, I mean, if you believe that he died for your sins and rose 3 days later, then it was a pretty good Friday.
But not
Okay.
until Sunday.
Because now
did
you get to go to
know.
heaven.
Oh, gotcha.
Right.
Like you felt
It's like, oh,
terrible
what a
Friday.
crappy Friday. Saturday
Crappy
you're still
Friday.
stewing over it. Like, oh, it was a bad Friday. And then Sunday, like, that was pretty good.
We thought he was gone. He came back.
Not a bad Friday after all.
Not bad at all.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good Friday.
Dear diary, day 1.
By the way,
Day 2
Jonah
still
got
dead.
super fat, bro. Like 40 Tuesdays ago.
But
what are we
the
gonna call that?
But the Ash Wednesday thing, that have you ever gotten ashes on your forehead?
Oh no,
Okay, you've never done that. Okay, you
Oh,
have
yeah,
because you were raised Catholic.
I got close to the
Okay.
campfire once.
So when they put the ashes on your head, they're the burned palms
Yes.
from Palm Sunday the year before. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And so they take all the leftover
Old
palms, they
palms.
burn them. Yeah, they're blessed, and so now they turn them into the ashes when they're
Gotcha.
blessed. And when they put them on your head in the cross, they tell you, remember you are dust until dust you shall, and to dust you shall return. It's basically the reminder of you're going to be dead one day, and
Yeah.
then you're just going to be dust. They're reminding you of that. on
You're
that
going to
day.
be on someone's forehead one day.
One day it'll be you on someone's forehead. This is Bob. He's on your forehead today.
Hey, say hello, Bob.
Southside Pop Bulletin Board brought to you by Spoken Vine Wine Bar and Bottle Shop, northeast corner of 95th and Kedzie. It's like walking into a fancy hotel lounge with a big, beautiful bar, all kinds of different types of seating, lounge on the couches, sit at the tables, hang at the high tables, go to the bar, an array of wines from all over the world, really great food, and it's 21 and over. Don't bring your kids. They'll be told to wait outside. And that would be sad, drinking wine while your kids' faces are pressed up against the glass, so leave them at home. See more at SpokenVineWines.com. In Lamont on Friday, kicking off at 6:30, it's the Drinkin' with Lincoln Historical Pub Crawl. 8 different locations in historic downtown Lamont. They're doing a pub crawl and learning some history. There'll probably be history at the beginning, and at the end, somebody will be talking and nobody will be paying attention. Get more details at LamontDowntown.com. Couple of vendor markets going on for Valentine's Day on Saturday at 11 a.m. The Barkett Place in Tinley Park. 17258 Oak Park Avenue. Our friends from Sid Sauce are going to be out there. Hot sauces with peppers grown here on the south side, bottled on the south side, and for much of the area delivered to your door for free. The only place I get my hot sauce. Check them out at the Barkett Place in Tinley Park on Saturday or at sidsauce.net. And also on Saturday, Dead Drop Handmade Valentine's Day Market at Thornton Distilling Company, kicking off at noon, going until 5. All kinds of artisans and small businesses over there as well. Then in the evening on Saturday at 6 p.m., it's the Sip and Sample fundraiser at Evergreen Park Public Library. $30 tickets. All kinds of local food vendors and wineries and breweries. Have a good time amongst the books at the Evergreen Park Public Library. I've been to that event. It's a really good event. In Blue Island, the Lyric Theater is hosting A Time to Laugh again at 7 p.m. on Saturday. Couple of talented comedians on stage with live music from Shannon Baker and the Juke Shakers. 100% of the proceeds going to the Road Home program, Do It For Your Veterans. And Chicago's Gaelic Park at 7:30 p.m. on Saturday has Mary Plowboy in concert. If you have something for the bulletin board, hit us up on southsidepod.com. If I don't say it, hit us up again. So get it in early and often because I'm forgetful. Did you see the big news? I think I've told you both. My daughter got into my alma mater, your alma mater,
Very
University
cool.
of Illinois, Oskiwawa, not engineering. She's getting into architectural sciences.
Sweet.
Yeah, she's gonna
She's
be an
excited, right?
She's super excited.
What's that
She's not
cost
like,
nowadays?
oh God, I'm going to another school.
Way
and my
too
family
much
went
Way
money.
more than when we went.
Way
I think it was
too
like
much
$4,000
money.
when we went.
She's got some money in a college
Ridiculously
fund.
cheap.
You know what? Here's the thing. Her actual tuition will be about what it costs for me to send her to Mother Macaulay. So, I mean, like,
right.
I don't know if that's a
Not
statement
bad.
on how much U of I is or how much these
Yeah,
private
yeah,
Catholic
right.
schools are, but I mean, like, it's about the same thing. Okay. But she's going to get some federal aid. She's going
Right.
to get, because, Dad's a podcaster.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's, there's
Yeah.
actually.
They laugh at that when they see that.
No, but
on,
I'm going
on
to tell you,
tax
it's really
form.
interesting. So the federal government, because of the fact that her mother and I are separated and how long we've been separated and the divorce and the fact she's living exclusively with me, only cares about my salary.
That helps her tremendously.
Okay. And I don't make enough money.
No.
So she actually thinks we qualify for free tuition in the state of Illinois.
That's
That's
amazing.
what she believes. Okay. So this may actually pay off. Talking into a microphone in my basement.
Nice.
Okay. May actually finally pay off.
It's a real job, Mom and Dad.
Right. How's it feel for your father to be proud of you?
It may actually pay off to be able to do this. So yeah, I'll tell you.
It's totally redeemed yourself from the time you took up rollerblading.
Ever since I decided to be a radio guy 20-some years ago, it finally paid off when she gets to go to University of Illinois. I don't believe her. She keeps telling me, she's like, Dad, we've qualified for this program based upon like what you make and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, we'll see. So I'm kind of hoping that's what happens. We wouldn't have qualified for it if I wasn't getting divorced, though. That's what's amazing. That's what's amazing about
Good
it.
planning there, Chris.
Like,
Good
I'm
job.
telling you, after reading about it,
Congratulations.
if you don't like your spouse and your kids...
Or if you do like her, just want to
Right.
save some money.
And your kid, let's
do
say,
it on paper,
is
right?
a sophomore, like start early, sophomore year, maybe going into junior year with your child. File for divorce. It's going to take some time.
Start the fights.
Divorces, yes.
Sophomore year in high school.
Divorces take a couple of years to really settle everything, right? Okay, and so like start the divorce early, and then you'll get more federal money for your kids when they go to college. It's a real thing. If you're going to divorce them in high school. I didn't learn this until after I had filed for divorce, and then I was like, oh, look at all this money I get.
You should start a love advice podcast. Because, I mean, just golden stuff you're telling us right now.
When you're looking at colleges for your son or daughter, look at your wife or husband first and think to yourself, do I really care about this person?
Right.
Are we done?
Right in high school, about sophomore year, start going to single bars. See what happens.
Is it time? Is this run its course?
Right. Leaving your laundry all over the house.
Right.
Just little signs to set it up.
Wouldn't I rather be single by the time that my son or daughter heads off to a college campus and I don't have to pay very much money and I can just kind of go down and visit every once in a while and go through my midlife crisis? Like, I mean, there's a real pitch there.
Call us here at Anti-Love Line. Here's Sade. It's the Southside! It's the Southside! It's Southside Pod! Thanks for listening! Thanks for tuning in to the Southside Pod! Y'all come back now here.
So this is an interesting week because it depends on how into. Oh, I hate you. You make make fun of me all
Dude,
the time.
you're a radio guy. You're going to start off a segment like that? Come on.
Okay, I'm
Hook
sorry.
them in, bro.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I'm
You're
sorry.
better than that.
I'm just trying to get the segment
That's
started.
B-list, bro.
You're right.
I expected more from Varsity Letterman. All right, let's try it again.